All right, hello and welcome to a sector battle report. I think we're gonna do a campaign. I think we're gonna battle for a hex on the jungles. Do you have any? You got people on Corvus Majoris, right?
Probably.
All right, we'll battle over a hex on Corvus Majoris here with Space Marines and Tau allies versus Orks. The Orks are invading Corvus Majoris's jungles here.
Well, you're checking out this prisoner.
The Orks have laid a Tau prisoner out for grabs to see if they can encourage some battle here. We're going to do 1750 in preparation for a local tournament, and I will tell you about what is in the Space Marine and Tau list with Kotiaz. We got Space Marine Primary, Chapter Master on bike, Thunder Hammer, Shield, Artificer Armor, 5 bikes, 2 have grab guns. Kotiaz is with the Imperial squad. I'm bringing a 5-man squad of scouts with sniper rifles and cloaks twice over. Gonna bring 5 scouts playing in a land speeder with multi-melta, 2 Thunderfire cannons, and that's all the Space Marines. Tau allies has Commander with target lock, drone controller, 2 missile pods, iridium armor. I think that's it. And marker drones, 7 marker drones. The commander has 2 shield drones. Bringing 1, 2, 3 broadsides with heavy rail rifle this time, missile pods, 2 shield drones, 6 fire warriors for troops, and a Riptide with the machine gun and smart missiles.
Those smart missiles.
Over here is going to be Orks. What do we got in the Ork army?
We got 25 boys, Knob, Power Claw, Looter Wagon with a Wrecking Ball, a big shooter, and a ram. Battle Wagon with a cannon and a death roller. Mega Knobs, 1 Combi Scorcher. Gaskell, Old Zogwart. 8 Looters, and 1 mech to make 9. And 25 boys with a knob and a power claw. Big gun, or zap guns with 3 ammo runts. Daka Jet, Fly Boss, extra big shooter. Daka Jet, Fly Boss, extra big shooter.
Alright. So 1750 of Orks versus 1750 of Space Marines, Tau, and Kotiaz. Big guns never tire on the 40K football field. And that's our jungle terrain with the Orks Aegis defense line set up over there. Orks have won. They won the deployment and they won tableside and first turn. They're gonna pick this side. It is night fighting, so they opted to give Space Marines and Tau first turn over there. So I will deploy and take first turn, and we'll be back. Alright, here is the deployment. Tau and Space Marines deployed first. I've got Kotiaz and a Thunderfire cannon hiding here. Bolstered terrain. I bolstered this piece and this piece, but then ended up not using this piece. I don't know. Kotiaz and Thunderfire here. Scouts in the ruin. 4 up. We're doing all area terrain except for that piece. 4 up if it, blocks line of sight. Thunderfire over there. Chapter Master on bike with grav gun squad here. Commander, marker drones. It's big guns never tire, so I got the broadsides and the fire warriors sitting on that objective. And Riptide, this is his first game. Got this done by Crystal Dragon Miniatures. I'll put the link in his address in the comments there. That's brand new Riptide, first time on the table. And then here's Ork deployment. Tide of Orks across the line there, the 24 line. The Mega Knobs here behind the wall. The guns. What are those? Zap guns?
Zap guns.
Zap guns, and then he's got manning the Icarus here. What Gaskell's in the in
the battle wagon with old Zogwart and 9 looters.
And then what's this going to come on?
Yeah, it's just an empty heavy vehicle.
It's going to come on.
Yeah.
And then the planes are going to come on, and the looters are in here. Okay. I still have to I got a couple scouts I got to infiltrate, and then we will be back with turn 1. That's the battlefield as we begin. Okay, turn 1, night fighting. I still got to do my assault jump backs, but other than doing some movement back of the Tau, here's what happened. Everything, Tau moved forward and bikes moved forward. Prescience, Kotias got prescience on the Thunderfire cannon. Because of night fighting, I really could only shoot in this area here. I dumped all my shots into the boys that were in here, except for the commander who took shots at the big guns, but he made all of his saves. I ended up killing, I don't know, I think about that much orcs between shooting into this area from Riptide did the most damage. Bikes did a little bit of shooting into it. And then the Thunderfire cannon over here did some dents, killed a good chunk of the boys that were sitting over here. And then the other Thunderfire cannon that was over here that was not prescienced scattered and missed everything. So that's turn 1 for the Tau Space Marines, and I'm just gonna make my rolls for the jump back with this squad over here, and that's how things will look up at turn 1. Back with Ork, turn 1. Okay, turn 1 for the Orks. What all did you do? You shot your zap guns. Is that the only thing you shot? You shot everything at the
Ghost Hunter, Jeff.
Riptide.
Yeah, that one was gold.
Riptide, no. Riptide took a couple saves and was fine, and then he shot a whole bunch of stuff. That was it. The Luda shot at the Riptide, he was fine. And then a bunch of zap gun shots went at the commander, and he had to look out, sir, and the shield drone made saves, and night fight helped out. So,
the first
and then
two are great
Orks
talks about why
ran a short distance this way. These Orks ran a short distance that way. And
there's Monday.
Guess
what episode 3 is?
That's turn 1 for Orks. That's the end of turn 1 total. And we will be back with turn 2.
Oh, I'll listen to Bret Hart on my own.
Alright, turn 2 for the Tau and Space Marines. Saw more forward movement from the chapter master. He dropped his orbital bombardment down, hit here, got one grab gun shot onto the zap guns here, and one bolter actually penetrated. So he did a little bit of damage, wounded a gun, he wounded the Icarus. What else? I got all the marker lights and commander and Riptide, and even the broadsides got in on the action. Shot all at the boys that were here and whittled them down to about 5, and then Kotias with the Prescience Thunderfire cannon killed the boys here, got first blood. I did a little bit of snap shooting, scooting forward with those scouts, and some scout shooting over here. Killed a couple of Orks here. The Orks are doing their turn. Daka Jet is coming on, and the other Thunderfire cannon missed. And then in my assaulty moves, Riptide got more centered to the board, and the marker drones and commander just kind of got separated, and that's where we're at. Orks are starting to move. That's how the board looks at the end of, or mid 2. Alright, end of turn 2. Saw the Orks move forward in the battle wagon. And what all? Did any of you shooting? What did you do with shooting? I think you did some.
I did a couple.
You did some zap gun shots, I think, into the Riptide and did a wound, I think.
I got a couple things.
And then the Knobs moved forward, and Gazgul and the Wizard, what's this guy's name?
Old Zogwart.
He all jumped out, and they got a 7-inch assault, and they wogged to get the appropriate assault roll. Then they managed to wipe the 5 bikes and do 2 wounds to Chapter Master. Well, the Gazgul and Chapter Master did challenge combat. And then Chapter Master broke away with White Scar tactics, and these guys consolidated 5, so they're like 2 inches away. And that was the heat of the action there. What happened to these guys? Did you run these guys or not even?
They moved. They didn't run.
Right. And then the DACA jet came on and fired shots into Kotiaz, and he tanked a couple of wounds and for the Thunderfire cannon.
Yep.
So at the end of it all, and then somehow he pumped some shooting into Commander. So Commander ended up taking a wound.
Ludus, I think, might have.
Ludus, I think, and then Riptide took a wound, and Bike Squad got wiped out, and Chapter Master's down to 2 wounds. So that's the end of 2. Alright, starting to assume a classic Tau formation here in, what was this, my turn 3? Mm-hmm. Turn 3 saw me realizing how tough Gazgul and his boys are. So Chapter Master moved back and then turbo boosted back a little bit more to get further back. What all happened? I kind of did something that I thought was stupid. I shot the Riptide with Skyfire without any marker lights or anything. I just shot at the DACA jet, but I ended up rolling pretty well and blowing it up. So he did that and then scooted over here after he did his shooting there. The marker lights, all the Commander and his drones fired everything into here. And then the broadsides took their shots. Again, I don't know, I took the heavy rail rifles this time, and I don't know, it's just, can't decide if I like the heavy rail rifles better than the missile pods. But anyway, I ended up doing a fair amount of wounds and stuff, but he did a lot of saves. I killed 1 Mega Knob and made Gazgul take a wound?
Yeah.
Is that how it worked? So that was how that worked out. Chapter Master didn't do anything but back up. Thunderfire, Kotiaz failed. You denied the Witch on the Misfortune, and then I perils on Prescience. So I got 2 Thunderfire cannons. Neither one was Prescienced. And both of them did good hitting, but neither one of... I got 1 glance on Battle Tank over here, and managed to get some lucky sniper shots from the snipers, I think, over here into those boys over there. Starting to really just be backed up as Gazgul and the Knobs move forward, and that's the game at the end of, or mid 3. Alright, turn 3 for the Orks saw he actually backed Gazgul up and moved Knobs forward, spread out a bit. Took shots across here. Took some shots with the zap guns in the back. Basically, the thing that he did most effectively was DACA jet came on, exploded the multi-melt land speeder with the scouts in it. They failed leadership and ran 11 inches through the woods over there. They're in that crater over there, running, scared. Yeah, they're all messed up. And then some shots from, what was it? Shots from, what'd you do over here? You killed...
Ludus killed some shield drones.
Ludus, yeah, the Ludus did a bunch of shots and the shield drones tanked a bunch of wounds for me. So that was effective, and that's where we're at the end of 3.
What's going over there?
Alright, top of turn 4 saw shooting all marker lights and broadsides, and Riptide got its Nova charge off and dumped shooting all into here. Used up the marker lights and wiped out all the Knobs and the Wizard. And this guy got backed up.
Good.
Heated game going on in the background. Prescience Prescience Thunderfire Cannon, and this Thunderfire Cannon shot over here. Prescience Thunderfire Cannon scattered off the vehicle and ended up killing a fair amount of guys over here. And the Unprescience barely clipped this one and did nothing. Scouts were over here doing nothing. Some scout shooting over here was ineffective, and that is it for turn 4. It's time for me to start thinking about that objective in the somewhat middle of the board. That's turn 4. Okay, for the Orc, turn 4, Daka Jet zipped across the board to get on the Riptide. Gazgul got on the objective, and the boys got on the objective. Guns were just a little bit out of range. This battle wagon shot missed its cannon on the scouts, but I think the boys got some shots and killed a scout. Shots from here, I took a bunch of wounds but made the saves. And then some shots from the Ludas and the cannon here. We're into these broadsides, and broadside took a wound. So that is the end of turn 4. Got big guns never tire. I'm on my 2 objectives in the back, and the Orcs are on there. Where's your troops? You got troops here? And where else are your troops?
I don't have any, I have heavies.
Oh. Oh, right, you got heavy, so you can have a heavy, a troop, and a heavy here. Alright.
Heavy.
Yep.
And a troop.
Alright, so that's how that's working out. Everybody's got their objectives, and it's time for me to see if I can dislodge some orcs. Okay, here's what happened at the end of, middle of 5, right? This is 5? This is our turn 5,
yeah,
right?
This is 5.
Alright, so, marker lights tried to shoot at the jet, but I got none. But anyway, I Nova charged and pumped a bunch of shots into the jet from the Riptide. And then the broadside that had velocity tracker did another hull point and crashed it. I think that's how it worked, right?
Yeah.
And then Commander, what did he shoot at? I can't remember. Commander got some shots. Maybe not. The marker lights were ineffective. Broadsides did a little bit. They brought down the plane, and then Thunderfire Cannon got Prescience. Thunderfire Cannon managed to take out a whole lot of boys in this area, and then these 3 scouts over here managed to take out the last 2, and then a scattered Thunderfire Cannon managed to clip this battle wagon 3 times and did a hull point to it. So a little bit of effectiveness from Thunderfire and a little bit of effectiveness from Velocity Tracker Tau. And we're going to play the bottom of turn 5. We got the big guns are still held here. Well, they will easily be held here. No, he's on it, I think. 30 inches.
He'll be in a minute.
Here, held here. And then I got to do something about that. I got first blood, but he still has more objectives. Alright, so we just rolled 1 on should the game go to turn 6, so it is not going to go. Here's how it worked out on the Orc turn. Orc, the heavy was heavy support and big guns never tire was, objective was being held here by this heavy, there by that heavy. He turned, didn't immobilize, pivoted, got there, popped out guys, is holding 3. Popped out dudes, shot, I made saves. He rolled only a 5-inch charge. I think he needed a 6 to get in combat with Chapter Master. And then some shots over here did a wound to the Riptide. Then he rolled a 1. Game ended. Game ended with Orcs having 3, 6, 9 points for holding 3 objectives. Tau hold 3, 6 for objectives. That lonely scout who went to ground
Line breaker.
got line breaker. I got first blood by wiping out that initial squad of Orks. So, super fun game against a really cool, well-modeled, well-painted Orks army. I want to thank Luke. Fun game. He wins 9-8. Very close, very fun game. If it had gone to 6, a lot of different things could have changed. If he had made the assault, that would have been big. If the game had gone to 6, you know, what could I have done? Positioning here, shooting at Ludas, maybe trying to pop something. I could have potentially popped this with Thunderfire.
Yeah, that would have been your target.
That's what I would have tried to do, is pop that with Thunderfire. And I probably could have even positioned, maybe could have gotten some other potential shots somewhere on the board at that.
Maybe,
but
maybe that lone, I don't know, 60-inch?
60-inch gun.
Yeah, I mean, he
might have been able to get a shot. Anyway, super fun. I gotta go. That's the first time I'm playing my pro painted Riptide. It did well. It wounded itself once. I failed Nova Charge twice throughout the game, but I got a few good Nova Charges off. So I'm still learning the Riptide. I have to say MVP. Probably Riptide this game, because Chapter Master just fell a little too quickly to Gazgul. But I guess that's par for the course against Gazgul. Broadsides, I don't know, did okay. I'm still figuring out if I like them more forward with heavy, the high yield missiles, or more in the back with the rail rifles. Luke, what do you say about your guys? Definitely Gazgul commands pretty large footprint on the board.
Yep.
What else did well for you?
He swapped. Gazgul did great. He swapped units when he had. You know, he bounced around by swapping.
Yeah.
You know, just really using that. You know, getting out of jams. You know, I gotta get out of that unit.
Boys were always hardy.
Yeah.
It definitely took me a lot of shooting to making me shoot at your hardy units at the beginning. So a lot of good tactics throughout. Really good game. Really close game. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Sorry about the shaky camera, but that's how it ended up. 5 turns. Big guns never tire. Orks defeat the Tau Space Marine combo. And Kotiaz is furious, and worlds will burn, and I have to give up a hex to Luke. So
and you weren't able to secure the Tau prisoner.
No, I wasn't able to. Actually, these are renegade Tau, so they're actually laughing at the Tau prisoner. So it was a bit of a ruse, but we still lost anyway. Fun game, good terrain at the sector here. Keep watching the videos, liking them, etc. I'll give you a little behind-the-scenes preview of another game going on over here. We got guards going on versus demons.
The Asblob just beat down the Bloodthirster.
Nice.
Nice painted guard here.
What turn are we in here?
Top 4.
Yeah, the end is top of 4 at this point.
Alright, everybody, keep watching the videos here. We're going to be doing, listening to, if you haven't yet, check out our podcast, Veterans of the Long War, on iTunes.